Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Under the theme Technology Intelligence, the COMEX exhibition starts tomorrow at Oman Convention and Exhibition Centre. Paris International Book Fair organises a reception ceremony on the occasion of the Sultanate's participation as a special guest. And the US President issues a first veto to protect border order. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Daniel Higgins of Ireland on the occasion of his country's National Day. Under the theme Technology Intelligence, the ICT COMEX exhibition will start tomorrow at Oman Convention and Exhibition Centre. The pavilion is comprised of three main pavilions. Oman Digital Pavilion, which will be attended by 23 government institutions seeking to market and introduce their e-services, as well as a number of government and private institutions from Saudi Arabia and the Republic of Singapore. The pavilion will include 75 local and international companies, technology in various areas of information and communication technology, and in the shopping pavilion will showcase the latest technologies, tools and products of interest to consumers and visitors to the exhibition. The exhibition is accompanied by organising a conference on the 18th and 19th of March, which will focus on the most prominent global trends in the field of the Fourth Industrial Revolution and the Internet of Smart Things and Cities. The Sultanate of Oman continued its participation in the 39th Paris Book Fair with a wide contribution from non-government institutions that showcased its publications in the French language. Manuscripts and letters exchanged between Omani sultans and the kings of France were displayed and reviewed. The exhibition and accompanying seminars touched upon Oman's and France's interaction through culture and history. On the sidelines of the 39th Paris Book Fair, His Excellency Dr. Abdul Momen bin Mansour Al Hassani, Minister of Information and head of the Omani delegation to the event, said during the reception ceremony for Oman as a special guest that we came from the land of Sinbad and Omani frankincense to Paris, city of light and culture, like our forefathers did before in the old days. We came holding a word in an open book under the title of Peace, Love, Openness, Brotherhood and Civilized Human Interaction. In order to view the projects that are being established in the economic zone of Duqm and the investment opportunities available in them, a French trade delegation visited the region and toured the comprehensive area of the economic zone of Duqm. They also visited Oman Dry Dock Company, Duqm Port and Duqm Refinery. This visit comes after the success of the visits exchanged since the beginning of last year between the Economic Zone Authority of Duqm and French companies, which resulted in the establishment of an alliance of 5 major French companies to study the investment opportunities available in Duqm. The French delegation expressed its admiration for the projects it has witnessed in the economic zone of Duqm, pointing out that the aim of the visit to the region is to attract French companies to the Sultanate in general and to Duqm in particular. Still to come in our news bulletin. Under the title Oman Deserves, BIA organises a cleaning campaign in the Governorate of South Batna.
Why is competition good for businesses? Businesses compete in things like price, quality and service to win new customers who could be other businesses as well as consumers. Being competitive can mean more customers choose you rather than your rivals. But when businesses collude and don't compete, this can lower down the quality and service, and the consumers paying more than they should. This is an unlawful practice and can stop consumers from getting more options on goods and services with better quality and better prices. That's why the Competition Protection and Monopoly Prevention Law was issued to regulate the freedom of practicing any economic activities and stabilize the principles of the market rules and freedom of pricing, in such manner that the same shall not restrict competition, prevent the same, or be negatively affected, thereby to benefit consumers, businesses, and the national economy. Breaching any of the law's clauses could lead to prison sentences and fines up to 100,000 Omani Riyals. The punishment can also include paying 10% of the total annual sales of the products subject of the violation, as well as damage to the business's reputation. Help us in preventing anti-competitive activities by contacting the following numbers. And to know more about the law and the prohibited activities, please visit our website www.cmc.om. Competition Protection and Monopoly Prevention Center.
President Donald Trump has issued the first veto of his presidency, overruling Congress to protect his emergency declaration for border wall funding. Flanked by law enforcement officials, Trump said their immigration system is stretched beyond breaking point and called the congressional action dangerous and reckless. A dozen Republicans joined with Senate Democrats on Thursday to back the joint resolution disapproving Trump's emergency declaration. The House had passed the same resolution last month, largely along party lines. It is unlikely that Congress will have the two-thirds majority required to override Trump's veto. Trump wants to use the emergency order to redirect billions in federal dollars earmarked for defense spending towards the southern border wall. It still faces several legal challenges in federal court.
And there haven't been too many that are a bigger emergency than we have right at our own border. Consistent with the law and the legislative process designed by our founders, today I am vetoing this resolution. Congress has the freedom to pass this resolution, and I have the duty to veto it, and I'm very proud to veto it.
New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern met with leaders of the Muslim community in Christchurch today, where the deadliest mass shooting in the country's modern history since 1990 took place yesterday. Ardern spoke of what she said was her responsibility to ensure the safety, freedom to worship safely and freedom to express culture and religion. She said New Zealand is a place to be cherished for its diversity and inclusiveness. At least 49 people were shot to death at two mosques during midday Friday prayers, most if not all of them gunned down by an immigrant-hating white supremacist who apparently used a helmet-mounted camera to broadcast live video of the slaughter on Facebook. Before Friday's attack, New Zealand's deadliest shooting in modern history took place in 1990 in the small town of Aramoana, where a gunman killed 13 people following a dispute with a neighbour. Mozambique, Zimbabwe and Malawi have been hit by a vicious cyclone that has killed more than 140 people, left hundreds more missing and stranded, tens of thousands who are cut off from roads and telephones in mainly poor rural areas. Cyclone Idai has affected more than 1.5 million people in the three southern African countries. Hardest hit is Mozambique's central port city of Beira, where the airport is closed, electricity is out, and many homes have been destroyed. The storm hit Beira late Thursday and moved westward into Zimbabwe and Malawi, affecting thousands more, particularly in eastern areas bordering Mozambique. Homes, schools, businesses, hospitals and police stations have been destroyed by the cyclone. Thousands were marooned by the heavy flooding. UN agencies and the Red Cross are helping with rescue efforts that include delivering food supplies and medicines by helicopter. Mozambique's President Filipe said the damage is very worrisome and said the flooding made it difficult for aircraft to land and carry out rescue operations. At least 5 Afghan soldiers were killed and 10 injured in airstrikes conducted by US forces in the southern Afghan province of Uruzgan in an apparent case of friendly fire. The Defense Ministry said the Afghan soldiers had been patrolling a checkpoint. This attack was caused due to lack of proper coordination. The NATO-led Resolute Support Mission in Kabul said the United States conducted precision self-defense airstrikes on people firing on Afghan and American forces who were conducting a ground movement near an Afghan army checkpoint. About 17,000 foreign troops were based in Afghanistan in March as part of a US-led NATO mission to train, assist and advise Afghan forces. Some US forces carry out counter-terrorism operations, with Afghan forces battling the Taliban, which was ousted from power in 2001. Oman Environmental Services holding company BIA continued with its awareness cleaning campaign in Khabat al-Jordan and Sawadi Beach in the Governorate of South Batna. The campaign, under the title Oman Deserves, targeted tourist destinations and attracted a huge participation from the local community that worked in hand to clear these areas of litter. The campaign also aims to raise tourists' awareness of following the best practices to keep such areas neat and clean while enjoying their stay. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coast of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be southeasterly to south, light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 metres. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Under the theme Technology Intelligence, the COMEX exhibition starts tomorrow at Oman Convention and Exhibition Centre. Paris International Book Fair organises a reception ceremony on the occasion of the Sultanate's participation as a special guest. And the US President issues the first veto to protect border order. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.